pre-algebra lesson 2-9. Solving one-step inequalities by adding or subtracting. Now, solving an inequality is very similar to solving an equation. You still want to get the variable all by itself, and you still have to keep the inequality balanced. So whatever you do to one side of the inequality, you absolutely must do the exact same thing to the other side of the inequality, just like an equation. The subtraction and the addition property of an inequality is the same as the subtraction or the addition property of equations. If you subtract the same number from both sides of the inequality, it stays the same. If you add the same number to both sides of the inequality, it stays the same as well. And here are some examples of that. 7 is greater than 4, so 7 minus 2 is still going to be greater than 4 minus 2. Or 6 is less than 9, so 6 plus 3 will be less than 9 plus 3. And if you use variables, if A is greater than B, then A minus C will still be greater than B minus C. So, with that in mind, let's take a look at solving some inequalities, and of course we're going to graph them as well. If I have n plus 12 is greater than or equal to 19, first thing I do is I look and I see that they added 12 to my variable, so I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides of my variable. So these will cancel out, leaving me with n is greater than or equal to 19 minus 12 is 7. So there's my inequality, and when you solve an inequality, you absolutely have to have the variable in there because you have to have the inequality symbol. If you don't have the inequality symbol, if you just put 7 as an answer, that will not be correct because that would be fine for an equation, but that will not be fine for an inequality. You have to have the variable as well as the inequality symbol as well as the number itself. Now to graph this, n is greater than or equal to 7, so I'm just going to start with 0 here. There's 5. There's 10 greater than or equal to 7 is a closed circle like 7 with a line that goes to the right. And there we have it. Okay. Number 2, negative 24 is greater than y plus 18. As we look at this, we can see that they added 18 to y. So we need to subtract 18 from y. And we're paying attention to our positive and negative signs. So we have a y here. We have greater than. Negative 24 minus 18. Both of them are negative. So we'll add them together and give them the common signs. That becomes negative 42. Now, I'm not a fan of writing the variable second. I'm a fan of writing the variable first. So I'm going to rewrite this. So this is the same y is less than negative 42. Now, since 42 is so big, you don't have to start with 0. Hey, I definitely would not start with 0. Okay? I might start with something like this and say that this is negative 35, 6, 7, 38, 39, negative 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, this is negative 45. This is less than negative 42, so here's negative 42. It's an open circle, and it goes to the left. Remember, if you solve your inequality so the variable comes first, your graph will point the same direction as the inequality symbol. Let's look at number 3 here. 4 plus z is less than 12. So they added 4 to z because 4 is positive. We'll subtract 4 from z, and we'll subtract it from the other side. So now we have a positive z is less than 12 minus 4, which is 8. So less than 8, so let's say that this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, less than 8, open circle with 8 with a line moving to the left. So this is my solution and the graph. We need to have the inequality and the graph. If we look at number 4, negative 16 is greater than or equal to y minus 14. They subtracted 14, so we will add 14 to both sides. So these will cancel, leaving me a positive y. And I have negative 16 plus 14, different signs, so we'll subtract them. Keep the common sign, that becomes negative 2. Again, I prefer to write it with the variable first, so y is less than or equal to negative 2. So then we will graph this. Oops, so I want to put 0. This, there's 0. Negative 5, and negative 10. Y is less than or equal to negative 2. Full circle at negative 2 with a line that goes to the left. So we're going to answer for this one. And this next problem here, number 5, n minus 4 is less than or equal to 7. They subtracted 4, so we will add 4. numbers cancel out, and is less than or equal to 7 plus 4, which is 11. So this is, let's say this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15 less than or equal to 11, plus 11 minus 11. And there you have it. Solving inequalities, one-step inequalities by adding or subtracting. A fairly simple lesson to be able to do.